Good morning. The energy is great in the room right now. So this is your 5-minute warning that we're going to get started briefly so everybody can find a seat, get settled. 5 minutes. Good morning again. Before we get started, we're looking for open seats. There's a few people who haven't found a seat yet, so if we could, for a moment, as we start to build our community, if you've got a seat or two at your table, could you just raise your hand so we can kind of get a sense of where there's some seats available and those who haven't found a seat yet can make their way. Okay. All right. Thank you. I think we've got everybody seated now. Welcome to the white coat ceremony of the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy. This is an exciting day. I'm sure that you are all feeling that excitement, either as somebody who's entering the program or as a family member or a friend of someone who is starting the program. And we are all, the faculty and staff, are as excited as you are to kick off another year. I'm Todd Sorensen, and I serve as Professor and Senior Executive Associate Dean for Strategic Initiatives and Faculty Affairs for the college. I am also a proud alum of this PharmD program, and it really is an honor to be here to celebrate the class of 2029 with you all. I want to begin by acknowledging that the University of Minnesota system has campuses that are located on the homelands of the Dakota and the Anishinaabe peoples. And acknowledge the 11 tribal nations in Minnesota. It is important to acknowledge the peoples on whose land we live, learn, and work, and we seek to improve and strengthen our relations with our tribal nations. We also acknowledge that words are not enough. We must ensure that our institution provides support, resources, and programs that increase access to all aspects of higher education for our American Indian students, staff, faculty, and community members. Thank you to the many faculty, staff, preceptors, and alumni who are in attendance. These individuals will educate, train, mentor, and support these students over the next 4 years, and we are grateful for their commitment. And finally, a special thank you to Walgreens, who has generally sponsored today's event. Our purpose today is to recognize the transition of the first-year pharmacy students into the Doctor of Pharmacy program. I've been in pharmacy for 35 years as a student and as a pharmacist. I can say with confidence that there has not been a time when the unique expertise of pharmacists is recognized and valued more than it is today. Medications are by far the most common medical intervention used to prevent and manage illness. Medications have the power to prevent illness, relieve pain, and extend life. Unfortunately, they also have the ability to create harm when not managed well. The recognition of the critical role pharmacists play in ensuring optimal medication use in our country grows every year. As a result, you will not only find pharmacists making important contributions in community pharmacies and hospitals, but also in clinics, government agencies, insurance companies, research laboratories, and many more settings. It is a great time to be pursuing a career in pharmacy. Thus, your path in pharmacy will offer you incredibly diverse career opportunities to shape healthcare and improve the health of individuals, communities, and even across the globe. In many of these professional areas of work, the white coat isn't seen or worn as much as it once has been. Even in many patient care settings today, pharmacists don't often wear white coats. However, there is tremendous symbolism in the white coat. It's an expression of your commitment to patients and patient care in any setting, particularly as the role of the pharmacist expands. Students, you have spent the last 2 weeks exploring your own professional identity. You each come to this first year of pharmacy school with your individual identities, strengths, talents, and dreams. On behalf of all of us at the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy, I can say we are looking forward to watching all the ways you will take advantage of every opportunity ahead of you. This isn't an easy program, but you likely already knew that. The next 4 years will give you many chances to demonstrate your excellence and your resilience. Your success in the classroom will be evident in your commitment and your willingness to persevere. There will undoubtedly be stressful and challenging times, but also we hope you find joy and connection. It will take all of this to prepare you to be one of the best pharmacists in the country. We are so glad you are here, and we can't wait to see what you do next. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jean Moon, Associate Dean for Students and Professor, to provide additional remarks.
Today's White Coat Ceremony is the opportunity for you, student pharmacists, to thoughtfully and publicly express your pledge to professionalism in the company of your peers, family, partners, friends, pharmacy practitioners, staff, and faculty members. By accepting your white coat, you will join a community of providers who share a commitment to improving the health and the quality of life of others. You agreed to be excellent in both the science and practice of pharmacy, to be compassionate, to lead lives of honor. You assume the responsibility and accountability for the therapeutic outcomes and safety of drug therapy for your patients. You take on the mantle of caring not only for patients, but about your patients. All of this can be accomplished only if you develop professional and respectful relationships with your student colleagues, faculty, and staff members, your patients, their families, and other health professionals. For more than 50 years, members of the Century Mortar Club have played a key role in advancing pharmaceutical education in our college. This group of college alumni, pharmacists, and friends of the college have demonstrated tremendous commitment to supporting students and enhancing the student experience. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Craig Else, president of the Century Mortar Club, to offer a few remarks for this new class of pharmacy students. Craig is System Executive Director for Fairview Pharmacy Services and Chief Operating Officer for Integra Dose Compounding Services in Minneapolis. Craig grew up working in his father's community pharmacy and was a hospital pharmacy technician for 11 years. Since becoming a pharmacist, he has worked in 19 retail and 17 hospital pharmacies in various staff and leadership roles. Craig has also been longtime board member and president of both the Minnesota Society of Health System Pharmacists and the Minnesota Pharmacists Association. Please help me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Craig Else to say a few words on behalf of the Century Mortar Club.
Thank you for the introduction and the opportunity to speak about the Century Mortar Club. I am very fortunate to be on both sides of this event with both a fourth-year student approaching graduation this year and a student in class with you. So I get to sit with the families, which is really fun. And with that, I really appreciate the pride and accomplishment this ceremony represents. Congratulations to all of you and your families. The Century Mortar Club is a group of alumni, pharmacists, and friends created in 1968 to support the College of Pharmacy and its students. It is a group with a broad practice and diverse clinical experience who are willing to donate their time and talents to support students as you grow through your learning experience and into your career. One of the goals of the Century Mortar Club is to provide you support, guidance, and networking opportunities to help you both succeed in school and find your path. For many of you, the local community pharmacy may be all that you have experienced. Besides large, small, and independent community pharmacies, there are consultant pharmacists, medication therapy management pharmacists that work in clinics, managed care, pharmacogenomics, pharmaceutical industry, hospital, compounding, regulatory, population health, research, education, IT, leadership, and many, many more opportunities. And one of the things I'd encourage all of you when you're going through your career here is seek out all of these different areas, because each one of you can find a different path and find that path that you're most passionate about. The Century Mortar Club is here to help you find professional connections, expand your practice horizons during your educational journey. You're entering a profession that can be a lifelong passion as well as a career. I occasionally attend a group called the Minnesota Professional Pharmacists Society that meets every month for lunch and continuing education. This is a group of retired pharmacists that probably has an average age in the 80s, I would guess. They make fun of me because I attend and still have to wear a badge and go to work every day, but I like hanging out with them because they're such a great group, and I've worked with many of them over my career. I get so much joy in seeing these pharmacists that are retired, and many of them haven't practiced for years, going through continuing education in very complex clinical topics: diabetic ketoacidosis, continuous medication monitoring, congestive heart failure, many things like that, years after they've stopped working, but they're still keeping up their knowledge, their license, because they love it, because they enjoy it. So in closing, the Century Mortar Club welcomes you into this wonderful profession and look forward to supporting you in your journey. Thank you.
Just want to make sure I get it right. Okay. Again, thank you, Dr. Else and the Century Mortar Club. At this time, I'd like to welcome Amy Viant to provide remarks on behalf of our current students to the class of 2029. Amy is a third-year pharmacy student from Colorado. She completed her prerequisite pharmacy coursework at the University of Colorado Boulder. At the College of Pharmacy, she is actively involved in the Integrity Council and peer tutoring. And she is currently the College Board President this year. Welcome to the stage, Amy.
Thank you, Dr. Moon. Forever is composed of nows. This is the title of a poem written by Emily Dickinson, but it is also a phrase that I try to remind myself of daily. Right now, we are here to celebrate a wonderful P1 class starting their journey at the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy. Right now, I am incredibly honored to be speaking at this prestigious event designating all of you as student pharmacists. If you are anything like me, you are inspired by the end goal, always reaching for the next rung on the ladder immediately after stepping up to a higher level. I think that this is a common mindset among pharmacy students. You are so motivated to reach the next level that you rarely stop to celebrate how far you've come. I want to encourage you not to overlook this ceremony because you are focused on future goals. Today, this is your moment. This is your time to look around and tell yourself, I made it. Here you are, at your white coat ceremony. Do you remember how excited you were when you received your acceptance letter? Do you remember how hard you worked on your application and interview? Take a minute to reflect on everything you've done. Each experience that you endured, every test you studied for, every essay you wrote, and hour you worked has paid off. Over the next few years, you will gain more knowledge than you thought possible. You will make lifelong friends and have supportive faculty. You will have valuable experiences, but most importantly, you will gain the confidence that as a pharmacist, you will positively impact patient lives. Right now, whether you are feeling excited, nervous, unsure, relieved, or even a mix of all of these, I'm here to remind you to take a deep breath and celebrate this moment. As you embark on your journey at the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy, remember that forever is composed of nows. Right now, I hope you feel proud of how far you've come and excited about how far you will go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy. I now have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker, Dr. Derek Borkowski. Derek is a pharmacist and software engineer. He is the founder and CEO of the next generation drug information app and website, pearls.com. The students will soon and quickly learn about this application, which he started coding while in pharmacy school here at the University of Minnesota, that is today utilized by over 100,000 clinicians and professional students around the world. Derek is a 2018 Doctor of Pharmacy graduate from the University of Minnesota Duluth campus. With Pearls, Derek was the first pharmacist and first Minnesotan to be accepted as a solo founder in the world-renowned Y Combinator Startup Accelerator in California, whose graduates include co-founders of ChatGPT, Airbnb, DoorDash, Dropbox, Reddit, among many others. Prior to starting Pearls, Derek also practiced as a community pharmacist and worked in digital health. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Derek Borkowski.
All right. Good morning, everyone, still, I suppose, here. The first thing I want to call it, actually, is I just asked Peter, I said, has this class voted on your class reps yet, or is anyone aware of hearing that you have to vote for class representatives at some point among your peers? Okay, well, you do. And anyway, the reason I asked Peter that was because just there's kind of two themes I want to cover talking to you all this morning, and one of the themes is, frankly, just like some personal advice and reflections on how to think about entering the profession of pharmacy in 2025, what career opportunities you're going to have available to you, et cetera. But the other theme is, frankly, I tried to think about, when I was sitting here during this exact ceremony 11 years ago, oh God, 2014, it was in Duluth that year, and where I was at that time, and where I've, had just looking at like all of the personal growth opportunities that exist for you all from right now through the next 11 years, let's just say that. And anyway, I swear I'm getting back to the class rep thing, which was that one of the ironies to me personally, you can see my hand shaking a little bit still, is I remember running for class rep of my class, and you give a little speech in front of your class, or you did at the time, and I had a little note card, and I just could not even say the words. I was so nervous, and I don't know if what you're hearing my voice now is even maybe I'm reminiscing on that, and but just again, I buried the lead. The irony being, here I am talking in front of you all, and even though I did just point out my handshaking, I actually don't feel nervous at all. Public speaking was something that I knew, based upon my career interests, probably needed to figure something out there. And okay, all right, there we go. Here comes my bravado. All right, now I feel good. Anyway, so this just would have been, a personal growth example, and there's going to be several more that I want to hit on when I think back to the last 11 years for me. That just to call out some growth opportunities that I feel like I took advantage of, and even some that I chose between. Because there's a lot of the issues you're going to encounter in the next 4 years, in the next 2 weeks, in this fall semester, is that you're going to almost have too many things to choose from, what to get involved with, what class to study the hardest on, what career do I want to do. And so those are kind of two of the areas I want to touch on. I'm not going to ask anybody to teach back method me yet, if you've heard about that on what I just said there, to summarize it, but we'll work towards that. So to kick off part of this talk now for real, and I am keeping track of the time, I know I have 12 minutes, is what I'm going to attempt to do right here is let's treat your Doctor of Pharmacy program as your therapy that you're about to get, and I'm going to attempt to utilize the skills that I learned from this incredible program on being a clinical pharmacist, helping patients with the frankly, we like to talk here a lot about, as pharmacists, making sure we're practicing at the top of our education and not just the top of our license. And I feel like this is one of the programs where you're going to have the opportunity to, if that's what we're striving for as pharmacists, at this program you're going to have a higher ceiling than, I'd argue, any other program in the country. So with that, you all are about to receive this therapy of going through this Doctor of Pharmacy program. And so I'm here to, as the pharmacist, explain to you the risks and the benefits of that program. And I'm going to give you some counseling points and practical tips along the way for some of the situations/problems you may encounter. Now, I should also acknowledge that, again, I was super honored to come here on this day, but so the one issue with my analogy here is, of course, my colleagues have already given you a week-long bolus starter dose of this program. So I know therapy is already underway, and you all have spent many time, preparing to come here. So I want to start with let's unpack this program that you've entered, Doctor of Pharmacy program in 2025. Why did you want to go to pharmacy school? And, I know I'm going to pick an answer for us that's kind of like meta at kind of a high level, because I want to help people. Literally, my answer is my mom was a cashier at a pharmacy. I'd visit her at work. I thought it was super cool. Her pharmacist colleagues were super nice. I liked chemistry in 8th grade, helping people. Hey, you're a doctor and you don't have to see blood, because I would faint when I see it. Those were my reasons. But what was my actual reason? I think I'm going to try and speak for all of us. Why'd you go to pharmacy school? It's because ultimately you want to have a career that is fulfilling and rewarding, right? Like you want to spend your professional time, you want to have an opportunity to have a profession or job that's going to be fulfilling and rewarding, I guess pay the bills is kind of part of that, so you can live. I'm not saying nothing, related any further than that. And so this is a very specific misdirection, because in this theme, I did ask AI to help me with a humorous opening line that I didn't start with, but I wanted to actually say this here. All right, so I think Claude, if anyone's used Claude instead of ChatGPT, Claude gets the credit for this. Congratulations, you've just enrolled in a program called the Doctor of Pharmacy program, which means half of you here will never work in a pharmacy, which was, of course, not true of, let's say, 20 years ago. And I'm of course, I'm pointing to, what's already been touched on, very eloquently by people who spoke before me, and I expect that many of you were aware of coming into this program here in 2025, is that there is so many opportunities for having a rewarding career as someone who's a holder of a Doctor of Pharmacy degree, then it's almost like too many to pick from. And I guess if I were to, that's, I don't want, I have every incentive to say that, right? Because I did this program, and I don't want to feel like I made a stupid decision, but I honestly, genuinely feel that. I remember, so talking again about 2025, starting the Doctor of Pharmacy program, if I were to contrast it even with 20 years ago, if we're going to talk about the risks and benefits, the elephant in the room of the risk is that, of course, patient care roles for people with Doctor of Pharmacy degrees, and that's a very specific terminology. I'm going to come back to in a second, people with Doctor of Pharmacy degrees. Patient care roles, which is, historically what everybody thinks of when you think of a pharmacist. Everyone in your life, other than, or probably even your family, has probably a relatively specific image of what a pharmacist is, and it's, a lot of you all, and, I and many of my colleagues have had to spend our career, you meet somebody at a party, oh, what do you do? You're a pharmacist, and then they only have one sort of understanding of what that is, and it's the pharmacist that they encounter, at the outpatient pharmacy. And so here in 2025, again, the big risk is actually that the classic patient care roles, especially if we're talking about retail pharmacy, is made it's more difficult to hold that position and achieve the goal I described of having a fulfilling and rewarding career. By the way, I feel uniquely qualified to make this comment because retail pharmacy is my soulmate within this profession. That's why I personally got interested. I was a technician since high school at Kmart, working in a retail setting, and I did that up until I went full-time with my business. I was a pharmacist at Walgreens, so retail pharmacy is still, if there was, if anyone believes in the multiverse, my other parallel self right now is at a community pharmacy, at a retail pharmacy in that setting. But that's one of the big challenges of even other patient care roles, ambulatory care pharmacist, any patient care role in pharmacy. You hear about burnout, but that's different than being in a career where you get where you find fulfilling and rewarding. I know I have plenty of ambulatory care pharmacist friends who, are burned out, but their career is super rewarding, and so that is what ultimately makes all the difference. And likewise, again, that's how I would describe my career in community pharmacy was. Frankly not. Maybe I'm a sycophant. I loved it. It was my absolute favorite setting was in a high-paced retail pharmacy. But here in 2025, there is so many more opportunities to do with your Doctor of Pharmacy degree than there ever has been to have fulfilling and rewarding careers. But it comes at the expense of there is less linear paths to get to these careers. So a really popular career among pharmacy graduates, just to call out an example, is like working in the pharmaceutical industry. I'm not sure if anyone's been familiar with that already coming into their program here, but when I started in 2014, if you wanted to get into that career path, we're coming from the perspective of if you want to work in a patient care role, there's very linear steps, like go through your program. If you want to do something, potentially like in a health system or ambulatory care, okay, do the residency. You want to do something specialized, okay, do the PGY2 and then get the job. It's very cut and dry. You want to work in community pharmacy, set up all your rotations to optimize for that so that you find exactly the setting you want to be in and go get that job. Right now, there's tons of opportunities in pharmacy, and again, you will learn about them all shortly if you haven't already through professional associations. If anyone's heard of MPSA yet, you will hear of it very soon. You need to join. You need to go to every single speaker session in order to learn about these different careers. But then you're left with the problem of how do I... You're going to have decision paralysis. What do I do this morning? How do I prioritize focusing on my schoolwork versus my professional involvement, organizations? Should I be networking and meeting more pharmacists out in the professional world to do this? Should I be getting more jobs or internships? And that's the challenge with the current moment that you're entering is it's going to be kind of an art more than a science in terms of how you select to prioritize your time. And my advice here would be that if there's sort of 3 different tools to use to help you make decisions, the first one I already sort of said, which is be working backwards from a goal. Have that help guide the decisions you make. So you wake up this morning, or whatever, you wake up 2 months from now, you have a big exam, you want to make sure you got to study for that because you want to have a good GPA. But if you're working backwards from a goal where there's other more important things than that maybe, that's going to help you make the decision of what to do that day. And again, it could be either or. But so my second, tool related to this is, I would encourage, or do whatever your method is. I have a calendar event for myself every single day. So every morning on my Google Calendar it says, are you playing offense today? And what I'm referring to is, it's so easy to play defense with your time, where you just wake up and you just let your inbox take you wherever you're going to go. Oh, I got to go to class. I got to study for this. I got to do that. Oh, this, that. And then all of a sudden, the day goes by, the week goes by, the months go by, and what just happened? I didn't have any control over those decisions. Whatever just occurred in my, experience there, shoot, that wasn't actually the most, effective use of my time for validating what my ultimate goal here in this program is going to be for what that is. And so anyway, if this sounds kind of like specific and almost like I'm is that the Simpsons thing where the guy's yelling at the cloud? This is, I swear this is from like personal experience that you've all probably already maybe started to encounter a little bit in your first week, but please, I really want you all to remember me talking right now when it is October, it's fall break, and either you're on the back end or the front end of a bunch of exams, and you are in this exact situation of, what do I do today? Do I study? Or all of a sudden it's Christmas break, and shoot, I didn't do anything besides one thing, one type of thing, all semester. So my advice is to, again, just make sure you're playing offense. Whether offense is following whatever is going to be encountering you that day, or it's you carving your path for that day, just make sure it's intentional. And so then I guess the last really helpful tool that I didn't realize at the time, but has continued to become more and more relevant for me, especially post-graduation, is there's a lot of people who are credited for coining this, but it's called the regret minimization framework, when it's like, all right, what decision do I want to make about something right now? And it's really hard to decide, especially because it's really over-indexed by the short-term consequences of that decision making. And so the regret minimization framework says, all right, fast forward yourself to your deathbed. What would myself on my deathbed have wanted me to do now? Or you can even just fast forward yourself to graduation day of the program. When I'm graduating, would my graduating self have wanted me to study harder for this test or the other test in the other subject, or would it wanted me to have just let those fly and I'm going to go to this conference? Again, the answers to those are up to you working backwards from your own goals. And so, and again, just to share an example, so I'm someone who, I came into pharmacy school very interested in community pharmacy. I was, that was what I wanted to do on the first day of the program. But frankly, it was amongst a number of, if I had 9 lives to live, frankly, probably 7 of them would be doing different pharmacy careers. I still regret not having the chance to do a residency just because that I was never going to, but that would have been so fun. Or that I would have found that to be such a missed opportunity. But these zero-sum decisions are going to be part of your reality. I might be over my 12 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up with this. Okay, thanks, Dr. Shoot. All right. That's why I haven't been making eye contact. All of the thought, I'm going to try and use my words really efficiently by just actually re-referencing my advice, but take every advice with a grain of salt, which is be super intentional with your time, and you're going to be happy you did, and it doesn't matter if, just keep working on always being intentional with your time. All right, and the very last thing is, it's been an honor to be here, and I need to say why, actually. It's because of this, literally the support of so many of the people in this room. Everything you've heard about the Minnesota pharmacy community is true. It's incredible. That is, you have a toolkit of individuals who are going to do everything they can for you, and I'm so excited for you all for that reason. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Borkowski. At this time, we are going to move to the formal part of our ceremony. Let me begin by sharing a little bit about the class of 2029 with you. They've heard most of this. Members of the class of 2029 join us from across the United States, from Arizona all the way to Florida and several states in between. 95 members of your classmates are Minnesotans, with out-of-state students joining us from 11 other states. 20 of you were born in other countries, such as Togo, India, Zimbabwe, and the Dominican Republic, adding richness and diversity to our college community. As is common, the majority of your class graduated in the sciences, or majored in the sciences, but 12 of you majored or even double majored in other fields that we know will bring valuable perspectives and experiences to our classroom. These include Spanish, business administration, English, criminal justice, and that's just to name a few. You completed your studies at 45 institutions of higher education throughout the US and the world, 60 of you attended the University of Minnesota at either the Duluth, Rochester, and Twin Cities campuses, including 6 of you who are entering our UMD Accelerated BS PharmD program. A sampling of other institutions represented by the class of 2029 include Luther College, Anoka Ramsey Community College, the University of South Florida, Lake Superior State University, Hamlin, Bemidji State University, and 4 campuses in the University of Wisconsin system. Many of you enter the program with pharmacy or other healthcare experience in positions such as pharmacy technician, medical scribe, and an EMT. You also bring transferable skills from experiences outside of healthcare, including unique titles such as zookeeper and safari guide, Hmong literacy instructor, karate instructor, teacher's aide, treescaper, and media buyer. Your class dedicated almost 70,000 hours to volunteer and extracurricular activities outside of employment. Pretty impressive. Your dedication and enthusiasm was a benefit to organizations such as student clubs, elementary schools, hospitals, clinics, cultural organizations, nonprofit organizations, musical ensembles, religious organizations, and intramural club and varsity sports teams. You have a lot to offer one another in the College of Pharmacy and the profession of pharmacy. It is my honor and privilege to have you in my profession and to one day call you my colleague. We are proud that you have chosen the College of Pharmacy for your professional journey. And at this time, I'd like to ask the students to begin lining up in alphabetical order on the left side of the stage. We also would also like to invite any pharmacists in your guest invitation to come along if they would like to coach you in our ceremony today. So don't forget to bring your white coat with you as you stand up, and I'll also invite. I'll let you get settled here. This is great. If you're a pharmacist who will be coding your loved one, please join them in line. We've been subjugating the first year students to all sorts of games during orientation week, so this is like our last game. Get in alphabetical order. Okay, I think we're close. Okay, I would also like to, at this time, it looks like if you guys could scoot a little bit towards the back and give a little more room. Okay, at this time I'd like to invite Dr. Andy Trainer. Can everyone hear me? Dr. Andy Trainer, Professor and Associate Program Director, to the microphone to introduce and present our students. Joining him today as well are our coders, Dr. Grant Anderson and Dr. Lisa Coles, who are the class advisors for the class of 2029. Andy, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Moon. Hello, everyone. As you've heard, we're here to celebrate the significant milestone in our students' professional education and career. We invite your applause for each student pharmacist immediately after I read each name. Then please hold your applause until the next name is announced. We will begin in just a moment once our students have the opportunity here. Everyone ready? Lined up, ready to go? Jennifer, we good?
I think we're good.
All right, let's get started. Sorry? Reminder on the hair flip. Good call. Thank you, Dr. Anderson. Just a reminder, as we're coding, first time you're likely receiving a white coat. If you have longer hair, for a good picture, right? Because what we take away from this are our pictures for our memories. Make sure you give yourself a nice hair flip, all right? To be ready for that picture, ready to put it up on the mantle and in the photo frame. All right. Thanks, Dr. Anderson, for that reminder. I find it ironic the person with the least hair up on the stage gives that reminder here today. All right, with that, let's begin. Maria Aberly. Zainab Al-Thawani. Liam Ashton. Anissa Basha. Melanie Beck. Lila Bednar. Derek Bymart. Brooke Boreen. Paris Brula. Owen Brummel. Sten Boulander. Nolan Bushman. Charles Calixto. Elena Caven. Ethan Chase. Keaton Christensen. Xenia Christensen. Alexis Coffin. Mackenzie Cole. Connor Corbin. Kaylee Crotto. Brian Damioni. Alice Dow. Mylin Dow. Cameron Dietrich. Kirsten Dew. Emily Ditter. Caitlin Dornack. Cole Eastman. Callie Els. Karen Fahim. Claire Fang. Penny Fang. Amy Fleck. Skylar Fossum. Randina Freestead. Emma Gallagher. Wendy Ezel Gareza. Jada Goldschmidt. Margaret Gustafson. Steve Hilton. Okay. Jessica Ha. Kayla Herneman. Ashley Holton. Taya Howell. Ashley Jacobson. Sylvester Ja. Yunho Julius Shang. Gina Jensen. Grant Johnston. Alexia Kern. Tarek Khatib. Taeyoung Kim. Minyuk Kim. Elias Klein. Ella Klein. Jonas Kotsmith. Lorraine Crum. Miriam Kravchenko. Allison Kreck. Simon Christasek. Gayun Kwan. Rachel Lum. Grace Lee. Caitlin Lee. Nathaniel Leisenring. Molly Lovesness. Thomas Marino. Ari Martin. Ashley Meyer. Amanda Mua. Terrence Moyo. Benjamin Nash. Emily Now. Erica Nguyen. Kevin Nguyen. Trina Nguyen. Madeline Nickel. Huthan Newer. Brian Padilla. Kaylin O'Connell. Sophia Papelis. Michaela Partlow. Laura Pena. Lucas Pisana. Emily File. Swan Ni Fan. Athena Pitsavas. Stella Qualick. Andrew Racine. Chelsea Rasmussen. John Rickey. Priya Ritzberg. Evan Robertson. Sarah Rujdi. Samira Saeed. Miriam Salem. Puspita Shakar. Emily Schroeder. Naomi Shingena. Kelsey Squires. Jason Swamin Su. Alanya Tesso. Luke Thorson. Isabel Torsavia. Anna Tran. Sally Trang. Kafui Chuling Nanu. Casey Vaughn. Julia Vu. Prunavi Vupala. Emily Waldo. Grace Wormsbecker. Sydney White. Violet Wangberg. Sydney White. I guess Sydney can come back up and get another white lab coat. Stella Seyoung Wee. Annalise Winch. Jessica Winters. Isabella Wichikowski. Leongmei Zhang. All right, let's give one more round of applause for our class of 2029. This time, I'll invite Dr. Moon back to the podium.
Thank you, Drs. Trainer, Anderson, and Coles, and congratulations, students. As in any profession, pharmacy subscribes to a pledge of professionalism, a contract of sorts that provides guidance on conduct and creates a framework for professional identity and trust between professionals, the public, and the clients of our services, our patients. Family and friends, this class has discussed and considered the pledge of professionalism in the context of our college's values and expectations. They've explored what it means to them, how it reflects their own values and those of the college, the profession, and how these words will provide guidance throughout their educational and professional career. So students of the class of 2029, please stand and join me in reciting the pledge, either from the program or from the screen. It's a little long, but important. Okay. As a student of pharmacy, I believe, oh, please say it with me. As a student of pharmacy, I believe there is a need to build and reinforce a professional identity founded on integrity, ethical behavior, and honor. This development, a vital process in my education, will help ensure that I am true to the professional relationship I establish between myself and society as I become a member of the pharmacy community. Integrity must be an essential part of my everyday life, and I must practice pharmacy with honesty and commitment to service. To accomplish this goal of professional development, I, as a student of pharmacy, should develop a sense of loyalty and duty to the profession of pharmacy by being a builder of community, one able and willing to contribute to the well-being of others, and one who enthusiastically accepts the responsibility and accountability for membership in the profession. Foster professional competency through lifelong learning. I must strive for high ideals, teamwork, and unity within the profession in order to provide optimal patient care. Support my colleagues in actively encouraging personal commitment to the oath of the Maimonides and a code of ethics as set forth by the profession. Incorporate into my life and practice dedication to excellence. This will require an ongoing reassessment of personal and professional values. Maintain the highest ideals and professional attributes to ensure and facilitate the covenantal relationship required of the pharmaceutical caregiver. The profession of pharmacy is one that demands adherence to a set of rigid ethical standards. These high ideals are necessary to ensure the quality of care extended to the patients I serve. As a student of pharmacy, I believe this does not start with graduation. Rather, it begins with my membership in this professional college community. Therefore, I must strive to uphold these standards as I advance toward full membership in the profession of pharmacy. Thank you. And I should add that that was created in part by our student association, National Association of Students. At this time, I will invite Dr. Sorensen back to the podium to conclude today's program.
Thank you, students, for affirming your commitment to our profession. Before we conclude, I'd like to share with you a personal story. I'm reminded of this story at each white coat ceremony that I attend. A number of years ago, I was in my office at the university, and I received a phone call from my mother-in-law. She was standing in a pharmacy looking for an over-the-counter medication, and she had a question. I listened to her question, and I provided an answer, but honestly, I was a little annoyed that I had been disrupted from whatever it was I was doing at the time. And so I said to her, I said, Lynn, I'm curious why you called me. There's a pharmacist about 20 feet away from where you're standing right now. And she laughed and she said, I didn't even think of that. I just always talk to you about my medications. The pharmacist closest to her at that moment was likely wearing a white coat. I, sitting in my office, was not. But that didn't matter to her. I was her pharmacist, with or without a white coat. And as you go through your training, we're going to help you remember that the white coat is a symbol, an important one, but it's the care that you provide and the relationships that you develop that will define the difference you will make as a pharmacist. I would like to again thank the Century Mortar Club for their support and to thank our speakers and advisors, Dr. Craig Else, Dr. Derek Borkowski, Amy Valiant, Andy Trainer, Drs. Moon, Anderson, and Coles, and another thank you to Walgreens for their sponsorship. Today's event has been coordinated by the staff members of our admissions, student services, and main administration offices. Many thanks to all of them and the staff for our event space here at McNamara for their efforts. And finally, thank you to the friends and family who've joined us for this celebration. We're grateful for the support you've given these students to help them arrive at this point and the support that we know that you'll provide along their way to becoming pharmacists. Every year, we look forward to the celebration of our new student pharmacists and welcoming you as members of our community. We know there are many incredible things in store for all of you. Remember, we're here to guide, support, and cheer you on. Congratulations, class of 2029. So at the conclusion of today's program, students, please exit using the Oak Street doors and proceed to the stadium gates for your class photos. It's right here. You've got people waving, showing you the direction. Staff will be available to guide you. Please leave your meal ticket visible at your place setting as lunch will begin during the photos. Other guests, please remain seated while the group photo is underway and your student will rejoin you at your table shortly. Please ensure that your meal ticket is also visible at the place setting for the lunch setting. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this milestone with our students. Have a wonderful afternoon.